What up? This is Finance, Fitness, and Folk channel. We discuss finance, a little bit of fitness, talk about some folk. So in today's episode, I'm going to discuss why you should increase your income, not your credit. So I have my notes. Thanks again to all subscribe to the channel. I'm able to keep putting these videos out. If you leverage, the better yourselves. So I have the Kennedy Center behind me in DC. I'm at the Potomac River, taking my daily walk. I was trying to take my walk behind Georgetown, the path I take behind Georgetown, and it's blocked off right now. They're doing some type of, some, not construction, but I think they're trying to fix something on the sidewalk there in the path. So they blocked the whole thing off. And it's pretty cold out here too, so I was hoping I was gonna be able to do this video as I'm walking, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna knock it out and I'll just walk a little bit faster going back to my job, all right? Let's get into it. So why do I say that you should increase your income before your credit, or not your credit? Real quick, I saw a reel a couple days ago from Ryan Pineda, and I follow Ryan Pineda. I think that he has a lot of good philosophies and his thought process about money. I think lines up with my thought process as well. This reel has him speaking at, I want to say, either a seminar or one of his conferences, and he's explaining to them, how he initially built his wealth as far as flipping homes. And what he was doing was he was maxing out all his credit cards, and he used all his credit cards. I guess he liquidated the credit cards, got cash, paid for a home, flipped that home, took most of the proceeds from that home, bought another home, flipped that one, and then so forth. And he kept doing this for 5 years. And he said that he kept maxing his credit card. He pretty much kept his cards maxed out the whole time. And he was saying that some folks over this time frame of 5 years was asking him, why are you keeping your credit cards maxed out? Like, your credit is horrible right now. He says his credit was in the low 500s during this time. And his philosophy was that I'm getting so much cash, I'm getting so much money right now. Who cares about credit? Credit is not going to help me build wealth right now. But on the flip side of things, I did see a video a while back where he said eventually, after he did this, he did fix his credit. But during the time he was making so much money, he didn't see any need to use credit. He also said that credit is rigged. Like you have good credit, and then as soon as you use, your points go down. That's true. There's no denying about that, right? But I'm just, I'm making this video and explaining this particular philosophy that he had during that time to give someone a different perspective when it comes to fixing credit. Because I advocate fixing credit, because your average person, meaning that somebody doesn't know too much about money, you're gonna need credit. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to jump into the water filled with sharks and do what he did and actually max out credit cards and actually keep flipping homes. I'm not saying it's not feasible, I'm not saying it's not possible, but your average person not gonna be able to do that. I'm a big advocate about fixing credit, but I will say that the way he did that wasn't a bad option either, and it paid off because he's a multimillionaire right now, has multiple businesses, it just worked for him, But what I will say is that when it comes to increasing your income, that's one of the things that I preach on this channel. Increase your income is the only way you're gonna be able to get yourself out of debt. Because think about it, if you fix your credit first, like you really make a conscious decision about fixing your credit, and you have a situation where I'm gonna fix my credit before I actually do anything else, like as far as increase my income. Well, once you fix your credit, then you're gonna wind up putting yourself in a situation where you might be enticed to pull a loan out, right? Because your credit is good. You can have all these letters sent to you. You can have all these email correspondence sent to you saying that, good APR on this credit card, or like, take out a $5,000 loan, or all these other things, right? And then you get this loan and you're paying stuff or you're buying stuff, but then you don't have the increased income to pay this stuff off. So then you're in this endless cycle. This is what happened to me some years ago, before I actually start actually really fixing my credit. I would pull loans out, but then, as I'm pulling the loans out, I didn't have the increased income to fix things the way I wanted things to be fixed when it comes to, paying the loan off quick as possible, paying those credit cards off quick as possible. It wasn't until I increased my income is when I actually got into a situation where if I did pull anything now, which I actually stopped pulling loans out, because, increased income meant that I could actually, I could pretty much fund myself, right? But not to say I haven't pulled out credit cards or pulled loans out since that, because I have, but I'm in a financial position right now where I don't have to worry about am I going to be able to pay the minimum payment? I'm going to be able to pay this card off or this loan off in a reasonable amount of time because I can, right? So increase your income is I would say is the most critical thing you can do when it comes to building wealth, when it comes to getting yourself out of financial disarray. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to, to figure out how you're going to, build your skill set up, or, how you're going to make connections. How are you going to navigate job application? But one of the main ways you can do that is to start an LLC and create a business, right? But increase your income is, I'm telling you, I cannot stress that enough. Increase your income is going to be the main way for you to get yourself out of your rut. And increase your income, for a lot of folks, they believe that it's hard, but it's not hard. It really isn't. Yes, you have to build your skill set. You have to put the work in. You have to put the footwork in, right? But what's the alternative? Staying in an endless cycle where you're constantly in debt and you're trying to make sure that you don't get evicted, that you don't have your car taken away, right? He was in a situation at the time where, and I read his story and heard about his story a couple of times. He was in a situation where he was broke, right? And he started flipping couches. If you look him up and you see some of his earlier videos, you'll see that he was like the king house flipper, right? But then I guess it got to a point where the money wasn't enough. He reached a threshold when it came to that. So then he went into wholesaling and flipping real estate. But at the time, like he said, he didn't really was concerned about his credit. He wanted to make sure that he built himself up to where he wasn't broke anymore. He was actually able to, build wealth, to build his income up. And that's the way he increased his income, by flipping homes. So, that could be the path for you to increase your income. It could be going back to school, getting a trade, going back to college, right? But all in all, I believe, and I do agree with him, that increase your income is more important than your credit. But don't get it twisted when it comes to fixing your credit, because that is going to be needed too in the long run. In the end, I'm pretty sure he's used his credit to fund some of his other ventures since that time. But that was just the pathway that he used as far as getting to where he needed to go, was not worry about his credit so much and to increase his income. So once again, increase your income first, not your credit score, because increase your income is going to be one of the main ways for you to get yourself in a situation to where you're not broke anymore. Because who wants to be broke? I sure don't. So get on your job, increase your income. All right, like, comment, subscribe. I endeavor to keep putting these videos. Live it up. Develop yourselves. Find a finishing folk. Triple F. I'm gone.